Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, what's up, guys? Hopefully everyone can hear me all right. I always get nervous with these live streams because I never know if I'm talking to myself, if anyone can hear me or not. And maybe we'll get some people hop on here, maybe not. But either way, it's about that time of the month where got to hop on, do my monthly review, my monthly update, and answer any questions for those that's that's able to hop on at the same time. If anyone does, I'll go through some of the questions people have asked on my YouTube channel as well. Just knock out some questions because sometimes it's hard to answer a question with just a quick response. So on these types of formats like this, I can go a little deeper into things. But I just want to start off with a little update on how the past month went. Past month, very good in business. I'll just break it down real quick. Earned over $17,000 profit, which is just crazy. When I just think about how just almost 2 years ago, I was like dead broke, going through one of the hardest times of my life, lost everything, and now how the tables have turned. So guys, you can totally turn your situation around. If I've done it, you can too. Anything is possible. But so earned over $10,000 last month with my notary business, which is great. And you got to remember, that's just part-time as well. I mean, I'm not even doing it 40 hours a week because I just realized I got my shirt inside out. I wanted to put on a quick shirt, so I just grabbed this and just threw it on. I see it's inside out, but whatever, it's all good. So earned over $10,000 last month with the notary business, part-time. Earned over $5,000 profit with my medical commodities business, flipping diabetic test strips. And also earned about $2,500 between my YouTube income, which is a combination of affiliate income, coaching income, one-on-one coaching, and ad revenue. So so altogether, that's right about $17,500, which I'm very happy, very pleased with. Awesome. And like I said, I'm not even working 40 hours a week, which I love about this the most because I'm an easyologist. I like to live my life with ease. So I thought I'd start off sharing a little something about something that is really important to making money because for a long time I struggled with making money and keeping money. And a big part of it is mindset and our belief system, because a lot of us are not comfortable with success and making money. And I know that may sound weird. This is really like internal conditioning. That's not even really all our fault, due to society and our conditioning and how we're always being conditioned that we're not good enough the way we are, that we need the latest gadget. We need the latest this, that, in order to keep up with the Joneses and keep everybody else. And the system and the society we've been born into is not built for people to become successful. And I know that may sound kind of pessimistic, but it's the truth. We're really conditioned from the time that we're born and all throughout the schooling system and everything to just be good little sheep, to be a good little, good little worker bees for. Knew I was going to get a call right in the middle of this. Could just hold on 1 second. Let me just take this business call real quick. Can I pause these live streams? I'm not sure. But hold on 1 second. You can hear me do a call live here. Hello, this is George. Oh, okay. Yeah. Could I give you a call right back? Because I'm actually on the other line right now. Is this a number I could call you right back on a little bit? Okay. I'll give you a call back in just a couple of minutes, all right? All right, thanks. Bye. Knew that happened. Get a call right in the middle of it. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So it's about our belief system. We got to, and so we've been conditioned really just to be good worker bees, good sheep for the corporate world. We're not, taught and conditioned in school about, entrepreneurship and mindset, how to manage our emotions. We're not conditioned how to make a lot of money. We're really just conditioned just to be good little worker bees for the system. Just how to, and so because of it, I could go really deep into this, which I don't want to waste a lot of time going into it, but a lot of people don't realize how much this affects us, our mindset, our limiting belief in this conditioning, and how, we don't have an entrepreneur type of mindset. Why is it getting fuzzy on me? The thing. Okay. I don't know why my thing fuzzes out like that, but so I'm a big one on affirmations and journaling, and in the beginning, I highly recommend to every day, I did this for years. I would, say affirmations to myself to change my mindset and journal. And you gotta, just say, I am comfortable with receiving, good things happen to me. Every day in every way is getting better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting more comfortable with receiving money. That's a big reason, why they say prayer is important, because a big part of prayer is, if you pray correctly, instead of just asking, but it's the intention of putting out there. So take a couple minutes every day just to say positive things to yourself. A wealth type of mindset, money flows to me in abundance. Journal in your journal. Read, and especially reading books and empowering audios and books and things like that are going to make you start to be able to see the path more clearly. Start to I'm always listening to audiobooks and reading books. I have books all over my desk, books in every room of my house. I'm always reading things that are brainwashing me. Because if you are not intentionally brainwashing yourself, then the world is going to brainwash you, and it's not going to be in your best interest. So I'm very careful about what I put into my mind, and that's why every day I'm always intentionally brainwashing myself by listening to empowering lectures, listening to empowering audio books, reading books. I don't even watch a lot of movies anymore. I haven't watched, TV or cable for years, but even a lot of movies now I'm cautious about, because, I only want to watch things and listening to things that are going to support my belief structure. And one of the, this is one of the biggest keys to success in life is knowledge. And I know, they're saying, knowledge is power, but, knowledge plus action is the ultimate power. But the thing is, you can study all day long, but if it's not correct knowledge, then, you're just an educated fool. And what I mean by that is, say, for example, you got a Mac computer, but you've never used a computer. You don't know anything about technology. And the instruction booklet for that Mac computer is how to bake a cake. You can study that recipe guide all day long, learning how to bake a cake, but, that's not going to help you in using the computer. And so that's why I'm saying education and knowledge is critical to success. Knowing the how-to, knowing the nuts and bolts, but knowing the correct information, the correct education. Because like I said, if you're, and it's difficult nowadays because a lot of, information out there is garbage. A lot of what you learn in school and in college is just complete garbage. And so you got to intentionally brainwash yourself and educate yourself with information that is the correct information. And this is where it gets difficult, but that's why I'm a big one on investing into my education, buying courses, coaching. Already this month, I invested in a new course, a very expensive high-end course, because I'm learning more about online marketing, creating funnels and things like that, and how to create courses, because I want to learn the correct information. I don't want to just learn, misinformation. And so knowledge is one of the most important components to success. But the other one, if I would say, these are two of the top, I'd say, or it's hard to say the top, but this is definitely, if not number one of the most important things to success, and that is planning. Planning. If you don't plan, then you plan to fail. I've already planned out my day for tomorrow. So every single day I plan out the day ahead. I plan out, I have it in my calendar when I'm going to work out. I have it in my calendar when I'm going to do everything. I plan out, when if I'm just spending the day with my daughter, I put that in the calendar and I put in there, and every single day you want to plan when you're going to do. The more you can plan, the better. Planning is one of the most important keys to success. And planning, you can write goals all day long and learn all day long, but if you don't have a plan and a roadmap to get there, then it's going to be difficult. And so you want to plan, take planning super seriously. Plan out when you're going to do certain actions, when you're going to do this, when you're going to market, when you're going to study, when you're going to do all these things. Plan. If you don't plan, failure to plan, then you plan to fail. I'll say that again. If you don't plan, then you're planning to fail. Planning is critical to success. So knowledge, learning the correct information, and then planning, because, without this, if you don't have a plan, then you're just winging it. So planning is critical. Now I'm going to real quickly go through my phone just to look at some of the questions. If anybody's on here, feel free to ask a question. Hey, what's up, Billy? What's up, brother? How you doing, brother? Can you hear me all right? Hopefully you can hear me. All right. One of the most recent questions, someone asked me, can I show proof about my notary income and things like that? Yeah, sure, I can. But, I don't, I think if anything, just ask me questions. And I think that's pretty good proof that I know what I'm talking about as far as my income goes and things like that. Hold on. I know somebody, all right. Another recent question. Any advice on working full time and starting to become a notary? Yeah, absolutely. My advice on working and going full time as a notary, I would say if you want to become a notary, get a good quality printer. I have 2 really big printers in my house, and those really come in handy. And also, I would say again, especially in becoming a notary, get really good at planning, especially if you have multiple business. You want to get really good with calendaring. I am super organized, kind of OCD in a way. But it helps me a lot, especially having multiple businesses. So advice to those who want to become working full time, becoming a notary: plan, get organized, take organization seriously. In my opinion, organization is one of the best things that you can learn. Organization, I've taken multiple courses on organization. I've read like a ton of books on organization. I highly recommend the book, Getting Things Done. Excellent book. All right, let me see something else. Another question someone had asked. How do I become a wholesaler? This is for the medical commodities test strip flipping business. Do I register with the FDA? That's a good question. I actually don't know how to become a wholesaler. I've never looked into it because that's not really something that I aspire to become, a wholesaler. So I'm sure it's not that hard. Probably just got some red tape you got to cut through, maybe get registered and licensed. So just go and Google and look in how to become a wholesaler, but I don't know how to become a wholesaler. I know in a similar line to that, someone asked how to create a signing agency company, which is basically a company that hires notaries. I had thought about that years ago, and I'm sure that's probably the same thing. I don't know exactly how to become a signing agency, but my reason why I don't want to become a signing agency, maybe I will someday. That's kind of like the end game for being a notary, is creating a signing agency where you're the one hiring other notaries. But I don't really aspire to become a signing agency just because then I like keeping my life easy and my life simple. I don't want all these headaches of having to deal with hiring notaries that don't do as good as work as I do, and they're dropping the ball, and and I'm losing valuable clients, title companies, and things like that because I assigned a notary that did a crappy job. So you can make a lot of money as a notary. I mean, you can get rich by building a signing agency company, but I just don't. Same thing as like being a wholesaler. I just don't really aspire to build a signing agency company. Maybe I will someday. But right now, that's not really something that inspires me to do that. If that, hey, I have plenty of friends that own signing agency companies, and they make a lot of money with it. And but it's funny because like one of my friends, is making about $50,000 to $100,000 a month with her signing agency company she's had for many years, hiring notaries. But she always says how if she could do it all over, she would just go back to just being an independent notary like me, just because she's got so much stress in her life. So, again, I like keeping my life simple. Peace of mind is value to me. You can't put a price tag on having peace of mind. So I don't want to have all those headaches. All right, let me see. Someone asked, what's the notary test like? I took it 13 years ago, so I'm sure it's probably changed. I don't really remember. I just remember it was an online test. Pretty easy. And you can just do it right from your home. So it's real easy to become a notary. It's probably somewhat similar today. I think it was like a 100-question test. Ridiculously easy. What are some other questions? If any of you guys have any questions, throw it up there while you got me on here. Someone said, oh, okay, have you thought about moving on to Amazon with the drop shipping business? Yeah, I might. I've been thinking about it, but I'm just pretty busy lately. Time is limited, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. We'll see. Oh yeah, and someone asked about, debt, because I did a video on, why I'm a big one on staying debt free and not having any debt. And someone, what about good debts? Thoughts on mortgages and having tenants, that can pay rent. That's still debt. If you have property and you're renting it out, that's great, but it's still debt. So, all right, I see someone said a question here, but it's in a different language, so I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Write it in English, please. But, debt is still debt. And so I would rather own properties cash and then rent them out. That, to me, is a better formula for creating success. But, hey, go for it. I know a lot of money can be made also off mortgages and renting out properties, but I'm just a big one on not having any debt. Yes, please, Ahmed, use the translator. Someone asked, how do you market this niche as regards to my wedding officiant business? Well, that's, I could do a whole webinar on that, and is a in-depth answer that I don't want to take up this whole time doing this. So either, whoever asked that, Maisha, either apply for one-on-one coaching, and then we can go into deeper about that. Someone said, do you know how to do a notary presentment? I'm not really sure what you mean about that. All right. Someone just asked here, do you, meanwhile, when you buy? Sorry, you're going to have to reword that question. I don't understand what you mean by that. Do you meanwhile when you buy? All right. Someone else asked, Mr. Jubunke, when you get a signing from a signing service, does the notary pay to send it back via FedEx or UPS? Great question. No. So, yep, you don't have to pay for that. Nope. The signing company or the title company will pay for that. So that is not something that we pay for. Usually they just send you the shipping label. And like right here, this was from a closing I just did today. They provided the shipping label. So I don't have to send that back, which is nice. Let me see. Do you have the debt in your house that you buy? I don't currently own a house. I'm just renting. I've lived here for a while and I'm just renting. So when I do buy a house, I plan on buying it in cash. So that's why I'm saving up, and because I don't like debt. But don't feel bad if you got debt. Just work to pay it off. Hey, it's all right. Let me see another question. When it comes to test strips, how old is too old in dealing with expired test strips? Great question. Really, you can buy and flip. I've sold test strips that have been expired by like 2 years, even older than that. You just got to sell them on eBay if they're expired. But in selling them to the wholesalers, you want them, the further out the date, the better. 8 months is preferred with most wholesalers. Make sure the expiration date is at least 8 months out. Let me see some other questions here. I only got a minute or two and then I got to get going. All right. Someone said about the courses. Why am I promoting other people's courses? Just because it's easy. I am making my own courses. That's one of the things I'm learning about right now. So I'm learning to make my own courses. That way I can start recommending my own courses, and making the full money rather than just recommending other people's courses. But in the meantime, it's very easy to recommend someone else's course. And then when people buy it, I get paid for that as well. So I just get a percentage of it, kind of like sales. So that's why I like recommending other people's courses, because it's just easy. I didn't have to do the work of making the course or anything. What do you buy and sell? I buy and sell test strips, diabetic test strips. I have a lot of videos about that on my channel. I buy and flip medical commodities and diabetic test strips. All right. Hopefully that answers that question. How do you get long distance customers to trust you? I think you're referring to the medical commodities one on this. That really, I think, comes by how you present yourself on the phone. I close deals all the time. People on the phone, very first conversation, they don't know me anything. But, from experience, you start to develop confidence in your voice when you're talking to people, where if it's like, you're like, and you sound nervous and stuff, then people are going to trust you. But if you sound like you've done this a million times, then people will trust you more. How do you handle taxes? Do you form an LLC? I don't have an LLC currently, so I'm just independent. Maybe at some point I will get an LLC, but that's not something that I have yet. So I just do taxes just independently. And you would do a video on how to advertise in order to get adoption papers and I-9. Yeah, I'll do a video on that because that's another in-depth kind of a question. Can maybe answer one quick question here, then I got to go. Someone asked, I heard it's hard to be a loan signing agent in Georgia due to the fact that it's attorney state. Well, I live in Florida, so I don't really know about that. But yeah, I know there are certain states that are attorney states, so you'll have to look into that. And then also, all right, last question here, bonus. Someone asked about the minimum insurance for if you have a notary business. I would recommend to get at least 100K. 100,000. I have $1 million insurance, but you don't have to start out with that. You could start out even with 25,000, but I would recommend to get 100,000 errors and omissions insurance starting out as a notary, just because that's usually what title companies and signing companies are going to like to see. All right, guys, I really do got to get going. I got to go pick up my daughter from school. Just want to do this real quick. Leave some more questions, and since I can't answer them all now, I will answer them. I'll write back to you. I'll reply to them, and I'll do another videos on them following up. So hope you guys are all crushing it. Have a great day. Remember, mindset is everything, guys, and plan out your day for tomorrow. Planning. Knowledge is power, and planning is as well. So knowledge, and then plan everything, because when you just have dreams and things and goals, it's just a dream. But once you plan it and you schedule it, then it becomes real. So accumulate knowledge through learning, and then plan your action out so it becomes real. All right. So hope y'all having a great day. Till next time. See ya.